Hi guys, so welcome to another solution of using Java programming language. So now we'll be looking at the second question, which is to calculate the salary range of academic staff that are listed below based on their ranks. So for the first question we're given a static amount of data, but here we are actually getting the so we're asked to write a Java program that reads the name and salaries of 20 academic staff of CSE department. It displays a list containing the names of staff, their salaries, rank, and at the end of the list the total and average salaries of the staff. So as I mentioned in the previous video, the first step to finding a solution is to be able to break down the task. So let's come up with an algorithm or like a pseudo process. We are asked to read the name, so accept name and salary. So 20 academic staff. So we've been given the parameters, the name and the salaries we need to accept, and then we need to get the maximum of 20 or even the count of 20. So in the previous solution we were asking or prompting the user to enter the count, but here we've been given a static value of 20, and then we need to display a list. Display a list which contains the name, salaries, and the rank. So that's the second thing. The third thing is at the end. So they are basically saying we'll definitely need a loop to loop through in order to display this, and then at the end of the list we need to display the total and the average salary. Display the total and the average salary. So that's basically what we are asked to do. Don't forget, we need to import our utility function. So this is to just make everything simple. Yeah, I believe so. So yeah, we actually have the class academic salary or even academic staff. To be more generic, we are not just calculating the salary, we are basically getting the rank based on the salary. So these are the rank we're given. Let me see if I can copy it at once. Just paste it here. Yeah, so we have this data given. So this is basically what we need. So we need to accept the name and the salaries of 20 academic staff. So as usual, we have the main method, public static void main. So we need the names. So we can actually rely on array as usual to accept the staff names is equal to so we are already given the academic staff count, which has been given from the question, which is 20. So we can use that to generate the initial memory location for the staffs based on the staff count, and then we need to accept their salaries as well. Salaries are usually integers actually, so staff salaries, which is integer based on this staff count. Remember, so the array has a fixed length, and we need to generate that based on the staff count, which is 20. So real quick, if we print this out, so remember when you are printing array, so we need arrays.string, and then when printing salaries as well, so we need that is it IO or OI? Maybe we should just remove this. I don't actually need it. So you can see for string by default we've set null as the initial value. For integers you get 000 as the default. So good. So we need to accept the name and salaries. To do that, we need to do a for loop for int I is equal to 0 while I is less than the staff count. You can see that it's actually more readable when we are using the staff count. For someone who wants to like be using the 20, so it will become hard to comprehend what this value represents. So but by assigning it to a variable called staff count, so wherever I'm saying staff count, I can basically rely on that, and then we increment I at the end. So we need to prompt the user as well for the input. So we need to create an input instance using the scanner utility, and then this is just like conventional, and then we can say we need the name. So to accept the name, we can say enter name for staff. Remember, because the indexing is starting from 0, so we don't want to say staff 0. Let's actually do print new line so as to see that staff 1 till staff 20. So we need to do that to accept the salaries as well. Enter salary for. So here what we can do, if we don't want to, we're accepting name, salary, we can actually make this more unique by displaying the name of the actual staff. So but this is just like the label test, same way you have label for input. So we haven't collected the input as well, the real input. So we can say staff name is equal to input dot next line. So this is to accept the input as a string, and also accept salaries as integers. So once we get the staff name, we can basically update this staff name based on the index to be the staff name. Let me just make this name salary. I hope I'm not going at a fast pace. I think this is simple to understand. So we are asking for the name and then ask for the salary. So let me reduce this to 2 so as to be convenient. So incompatible string cannot be converted to integer, and that's because we are saying next int but declaring this as string. So that's a bug you cannot catch on your answer booklet. I'm sorry. So the reason why we are getting this error is because we haven't supplied an input. Let's say for name we say iTech, and then we'll run into another error, which is the salary. So let's just enter 3000 and see if it would work. The problem with this is, okay, we need a name for the second staff. Sorry, the problem with this input is not being able to, let's just use one at the moment. Sorry, so I'm not so cool with the way we accept this particular platform accept input, so sorry for that. And we've been able to accept for just one, the name and the salary, the name and the salary. So as to test that, we can log print out these arrays by doing print new line. Don't forget arrays.string staff names and then staff salaries, so which is AI Tech and 3000. So we've been able to accept name, we've been able to accept salaries as well. So we increase this back to 220. Just let's work with this for now. So we need to be able to display the name. So we already have the name. The salary, we already have the salary. But how about the rank? So this is where we'll need to find a way to get the rank based on this range we are given. So we can basically create a static method which will return a string, which is the rank, and we call it get staff rank, and it will actually contain it will accept the salary as integer because we want to get the range based on the staff salary. So we say string rank. This is just like a static value created with no value assigned, a variable created with no value assigned. So we can use the switch statement as well based on the salary to assign the rank. So we say when the salary, we'll probably not be using switch here. Let's just use if statement to be more clear. So if salary is, if the salary is between 3000 and 5000, that would be professor. So we say if salary is greater than or equal to 3000, what we need to do, so that's why I'm not going for the switch statement, is because we are checking against two values. So against two values, and then we'll probably just use the if statement. So we need to check two instances, like a range between 3000 and 5000. So we say when the salary is greater than or equal to 3000, or salary is less than or equal to what, 5000. So we say the rank is what, is professor. Hey, may our professors not be paid this amount though, because, well, if it's $3000, that is good. So we are using the if else statement. So I just copy that. So if the salary is between 2500 and 299, 2500 and 299, so this is associate. So if the salary is between 2000 and this is 1000. So we can get this 2499 and this will be 199. Yeah, so if it's 199, so this will be senior lecturer and lecturer, senior lecturer and lecturer. So that's basically it. So anything else after this, we can just say s rank is an empty string, or you can decide not to include this and then set the rank as empty string. So at the end of all the if statement, we want to be able to return the value of the rank. So as to see this clearly, so let's return the value of the rank. So you see the method is returning a string which is rank. So we've been able to get the staff name and the staff salary. So what we need to do now is to display the name and the salary and the rank. So we do a for loop. So we can basically say, so for readability, we can say staff name is equal to staff names and the index. We can say staff salary is equal to staff salaries with the index, and we can say string as well, staff rank. So we don't have this in any array, but we just need to use this method to get the staff rank based on the staff salary. So I hope you understand now. So we now need to print the name, salary and the rank. So to do that is pretty much simple. We just print new line and say staff name staff salary staff rank. So if we do that, it's just like a simple concatenation. So let's just run this real quick. Expected, what error are we getting? Line 35. Oh, we missed a plus. Yeah, so enter name for staff 1, that is A1 Tech, AI Tech. Enter salary for staff number 1, that's 3000, and at the end we are able to say AI Tech has a salary of 3000 naira and is a professor. So if we are to change the value to like 2000, we'll get 2000 shouldn't be a professor. Shouldn't. Oh, so if salary is so this an error with the logic check. So if the salary is greater than or equal to 3000 or salary is less than, so salary is actually less than or equal to 5000. That's why it's being assigned as being a professor. So what we need to do is we need to start from this level, and then this. We need to start from the lowest, and then this, and this will be the last. So if we run the application now, we can see so that it's actually, if this is driving me somehow, so yeah, it's actually working now. Sorry, it's supposed to be and. So that shows the importance of logic. So this should be give us lecturer. So 4,000 should give us professor. 3,000 should give us professor. 2,700 should give us associate professor. So yeah, we've been able to get that. So the next one is to display the total and also display the average. So we can have another method, static, which will return an integer, and we can call that calculate total, which would contain an integer array, which is the staff salary. So staff salaries, and to get the total, what we basically need to do is to do a for loop. So int I is equal to 0. So I is less than staff salaries dot length I plus plus. We can declare the total here is equal to 0, and then here we say total plus equal to the staff salary at that index. So we are basically adding each salary to this total, and then at the end we return the total. So we can basically just copy this as well and say calculate average. So we're also expecting the staff salaries. So instead of doing the total, we just basically use this and get the total from here, and we say int average is equal to total divided by what? Staff salaries dot length. Or we can basically pass in the staff count. So we can accept, for the calculate average, we don't need this. We can accept the staff count and just divide it by the staff count. Or if we like, we can accept the total. So if we don't want to, so this would make it more simpler. So that's it. So inside this main method, so we need to get the total salary using this calculate salary method and passing the staff salaries. This is staff salaries, and then we can say average salary is equal to calculate average using this total salary and then the staff count. So we can print that out as well to say total salary is total salary and average salary is equal to average salary. So if we run this, don't miss this. So if we run this, we get these sets of values, but in order to confirm that it's actually correct, so let's increase this and let's hope that this input actually works. I don't know how it works. It's actually just giving me error. Input mismatch. I don't know how. Do I need to separate it with space? I don't know actually. So it's getting the name, but it's not getting the salary. Sally, I don't know. It's giving me headache. But what we can do is we can set a static data so as to tests. So we can set the count as 20, and then for the name we can actually get the name for, let's say that's 5. We can actually get the name from the input as usual. AI Tech 2, John, Badmos, Tope, 1 2 3 4 5. Yeah, that's 5. So we can actually get the name, but for the salary, so instead of getting the input here, so what I'll just do is to just set a static salary for 10. So to just multiply 500 by I plus 1. So this is just to test. So the salary is starting from 1000, so let's start with 1000 plus 500 multiplied by, this is just my logic so as to have this working. 1000 plus, so we get 1001, 1501, 2000 and all that. So since we cannot get this input to be working, so we see enter the name, enter the salary. So we're actually supplying the name from this AI Tech 2, John, Badmos, Tope. So for the salaries, so I just put this little arc so as to be able to bypass this compiler. So we can see AI Tech has salary of 1000 is a lecturer, salary of 1500 lecturer, salary of 2000 senior lecturer, salary of 2500 associate professor, salary of 3000 professor. So the total salary is 10,000. So the average salary should be 2000. That means we made a mistake. So it should be total divided by staff count. Oh, sorry, I'm returning total. I should be returning average. So this average salary is 2000 and the total salary is 10,000. So you can basically follow up, and you can go to onecompiler.com, be watching the video, and also try to rewrite the code. So I would change this back. So I will change this back, and this will be the comment, while this will be the real implementation. So yeah, thank you. I hope this simplifies it. It's actually a pretty long code, so I hope you get to understand it. So I'll be dropping the link to the code. If you have any questions,